Hey guys, this is Kirop speaking, and today we are playing Iratus, Lord of the Dead. The developer of this game did email me and asked me like, would you like to take a look at this? Maybe play it on your channel. I was like, never heard of it. No, that's not what I replied. Instead, I went to their Steam store page and checked out what kind of game it is. And first up, it looks extremely like something that is, let's say, an homage to Darkest Dungeon. But that is the surface of it. There's a bit more to it. It has quite the twist in of itself and is certainly worthy a separate game. I have played a few hours of it already, so I'm not entirely in the dark about what is going on here. And what we are going to do in this little Let's Play is take a look at the game, its mechanics, and play it on the non-tutorial difficulty. So that's the second one. More pain. Yeah. The tutorial becomes cakewalk once you finish the tutorial. A few battles and so on, and then once you complete that one, more pain unlocks, and that is what we are going to play now. Enemies do loads of more damage in that one comparatively, and seem to be a little smarter as well. I'm not quite sure about that one, but certainly there is more pain involved. I have cranked up the brightness of the game a bit. It tends to be a little dark. Let me see. That seems to be a little too much, though. Let's drop it back down to here. Yeah, that's quite a bit less oversaturated. Anyway, this is our Lord and Savior Iratus, yes, and he has his gang of 4 beautiful people that are very dead, and as you can see, he doesn't look like a hero type of person. He is the villain, in fact, and that is because you're playing the villain in this game. And you are trying to break out of you did break out of your prison and your imprisonment over thousands of years. They have entombed you, and then some stupid people came and wanted to grave rob you and got instant regret. Yes. And now you're raising the dead and try to get to the surface and conquer the world once again. So, what are we going to do here? Let's take a look first. This is the kind of tomb where you're coming from, a massive hall. He was locked in this chamber. And now what we're going to do is try to break out, and that, now comes the twist, is done in an endless Spire type of way. You have different paths and different encounters, and you can choose your own adventure, so to say. And you have your minions that are fighting Darkest Dungeon style in these encounters, and then you level them up and so on, so they gain experience, and you are the one who deals sanity damage, not the enemy. So that's a very Darkest Dungeon thing, but completely turned on its head. Quite interesting, and plays well too. But yeah, we're going to see that, or not, depending on how shite I play. Yes, but I did play it through on Cakewalk without any difficulties. That wasn't hard. I think 1 minion died at some point because I didn't. Oh, did they? Or was it very close? Close to, at least. So we have these different creatures, and as you can see, they do have stats, and you have some inventory stuff, and they have abilities. The game doesn't take itself all too seriously. That is quite refreshing. Sometimes it doesn't quite hit the mark. A little too much on the nose with that, but I quite like it in general. So, yes, where do we go from here? These characters all have level 1 at the moment, and they're quite weak in that. Also, their parts, these are all crafted, so to say. These minions are crafted from different parts, and these parts have different rarities. Common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. and they have some randomized stats on them as well, at least the higher up ones. The common ones don't have anything. And from these components, you can craft your minions. And we have given them IQ level 10, which means that just means level 1, basically. You can later find brains from your slain enemies and implant their brains into your minions to level them up, unless they have leveled to that level already. So this is our little first team we have. Dark Knight is kind of a stress-inducing fella. Let's move him around. I like the skeleton to be up front, and the Bride of Iratus all the way at the back. Yes. So, let's take a look here as well. You have 4 different talent trees for Iratus himself. He's kind of a might and magic style hero that can cast spells on the battlefield, but he's not actively involved in the battle, so he can't get hit or anything. But indirectly you could say that, yeah, he can lose mana. But there are 2 resources in the game, and that is Wrath and Mana. And both of these is something that Iratus has, and can use skills on the battlefield and so on to influence the actions of minions and just deal damage with his spells as well. And yeah, so let's take a look at the creation, because we do want to create a few. This is not what you have available right at the start. When you start out, I think you only have available these 6 characters, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I think that was the case. And while you're progressing through the game, you unlock others. And these are persistent. Your achievements are persistent. So, as you can see here, use 7,500 Wrath on ultimate abilities, and I need to use another 3,900. So I don't have to start. You don't have to start unlocking things every time you play a new game. That's also quite nice. So a bit of rogue light elements to it. Yeah, okay. And these all have kind of different styles. I quite like the Headhunter. So we can autofill this because we don't have any better components. It would try to pick the best components available. But yeah, let's craft the Headhunter.
Call this one the strong silent type.
Yeah, the strong silent type indeed. Let's switch him out. Do we want to switch him out for the Dark Knight? No, I think this is the good setup to show you in the first battle. But he certainly should be around. Let's also craft a skeleton, because I think that's something you need for unlocking. Unlocking excavation? Yes. Let's unlock the excavation. What is going on here? What is this place? Right, let's build that. And now we have upgraded the building. It's very similar to Darkest Dungeon in that regard. And we can put minions that are not partaking in battle in here. And after every victory, they will perform a certain action, which depends on the building. We currently do have access to only the excavation, after we've upgraded it, and the mortuary. And, if I pronounce that right, this one is basically a healer, an undead healer. And any minion placed in here will regain full health after the others have fought a successful battle. If you don't place them in here, and they are just idling and not doing anything like excavating or something, then they also heal up, but slowly. Alright, so there's lots of things that can be upgraded, and we can go into that more when it becomes relevant. We've spent all our engineering points, and yes, as you saw, we had to sacrifice the skeleton in order to unlock that slot. Unfortunate that he died in the process of creating the excavation, but dying is relative, I assume. So, yes, what more? We do have alchemy available, that is to transmute parts and so on, quite handy. And the talent tree, we've already looked at that. Iratus from every battle is gaining experience, and there are some more events on the map that gain you experience. That would be one of these, yes. Yeah. And you can there level up your various talent trees. Some spells, plenty of things you can do. Currently, rather linear in the progression. It's like the leveling doesn't really slow down much. So it feels like it gives you a good progression, always something new to try in battle and so on. And I have taken a look at about, let's say, a third of them in my first game. Even though I played it through, I only unlocked like less than half. So that's great. Unlike Pro Cycling Manager or something where you, no, when you have max level, you have everything unlocked. Yeah, that's super fun. Not. So there are builds in this game, if you want to say it like that, which I much appreciate. So not every game will play the same, depending on what you specialize in. And there are certainly different playstyles. I don't know if all playstyles that can be thought about are viable, but I would assume not, because this game is still in early access, being worked on, and yeah, that's something I probably should have mentioned first. This game is still in early access, and despite it being, for its being in an early access, it is super polished at this moment. I haven't encountered any bugs. Everything looks great, apart from, I would say, this map. That's the only thing that sticks out as rather simplistic. There are, like in Slay the Spire, different acts. We're starting in the mines, and then we are going upward. And the end of it all is, when was it? You have to slay after 2 bosses. So first one would be after this, and I think before the mercenary barracks. I can't even remember. And played it through quite quickly then. But we shall find out. So now, enough blabbering, you say. Let's take a look at first. No, creation. What more can we do? The Banshee. The Banshee is really handy. Let's craft one of those.
Learn to enjoy your wretched existence.
Yes, Iratus is a little bit of a dark fella. Funny though. He does have a sense of humor. Zombie, yeah, let's take the standard crew and let's get going. The first battle is the first battle. So we choose, that's something I always do wrong. I always want to click here and then choose a battle group. But the game wants you to do the exact opposite. So it's a little bad. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what's going on here? Up here you have the turn order. It is a turn-based game, and all these characters have initiative values. The initiative value you can see as the little lightning bolt down there. So 6 initiative means that he will go before anyone during that turn that has an initiative of 5 or lower. And yeah, very simple. You can see attack damage. Dread is how much fear they can induce with their spells. That's the 100% damage mark, so to say, is always shown here for attack as well as dread. Magic attacks also go on attack, on the attack value. We have an accuracy value, evasion, luck, that's for landing critical hits and so on. Armor is absorption of damage, of physical damage. Resistance is absorption of magical damage, and we have block that just straight up blocks an entire attack, the first physical or magic attack that gets to them. And then we have ward, which wards against, physical attack only is block. Wards against magical attacks as well as other effects, and that one just negates them outright, but you lose the ward. Alright, that's basically it. Quite simple, but it plays nicely. So let's see. Here our skeleton guy is now up first. Somehow he has the highest initiative out of all of them. Well, he got first. So what he has is a nice little skill, and that is Astounding Fortitude. He basically just stands there and gains armor and resistance, +8 for during the stance. It doesn't stack. and the enemies feel more drawn towards attacking him. Yeah, that sounds awesome. So, okay, stance, and as you can see, animation and stuff is pretty solid for that. It seems polished. It all looks quite nice. In the middle here, we have mana and wrath, and that slowly builds up automatically when your minions get hit, when you perform actions, and so on. And here you see the enemy side, and you can take a look at their stats and so on. And one important aspect here is that all these enemies, or most of the enemies, have sanity. And it works similar to how Darkest Dungeon works, that when they are losing sanity, they get some quirks, so to say. And these quirks can be quite severe, and they can also start to wanting to just run away. Of course, then you can't harvest their body parts, which you would make new minions out of. Which is fantastic, of course. We do want that. So, let's attack. Or do we? Do we want to attack? Maybe. We can... Yeah, these are all the basic skills. What you will see is, as soon as you level up any of these characters, you can choose abilities to level up. And that's a little weird. They call it skills somewhere and abilities elsewhere. But yes, these skills can be leveled up, and you can choose either one type of change to that skill, which makes it more powerful and different, or another, which makes it different in another way. And those are quite dissimilar, which can make for some very interesting combinations. You also see here, when you hover over these skills, from where they can be used and to where they apply. Like these two skulls means from which places in the group the skill can be used, and from there which positions can be hit with the skill. This one is showing a different mechanic as well, so you can use it from anywhere and you can shoot anywhere, but you can see the little arrows down below, 3 back and 1 forward in red. That means whenever you use this, you are moving 3 positions back, which, because there are only 4 positions, means that you always are going to go to the back. And the enemy will be knocked back by 1. And because enemies have the same thing for their skills, and you could try to knock enemies out of the range of the skill they obviously want to use. One problem with that: you can't fucking see what skills they are going to use. I think that is a bit of an oversight. Not what they are going to use, but what they have available to them. I don't think that is visible. But anyway, and I think you could look it up somewhere, probably in the detailed info, somewhere you have a book. You can collect these cards to take a closer look at them once you've killed enough. But yeah, so let's do a terror attack. Terror attack, yeah. Stress attack, it's called, not terror. He is in a stance. He's going to attack people. Yeah. So what does he gain? Okay, Sinister Strike. Ooh, 195% of physical damage, so that's 21 to 29 damage, to a random target. And that's not great. So let's try to scare him a bit. Oh, that was very successful. Insanity. And he just hit me for 2 damage. And we got debuffed there. Alright, so that was really good. He attacked my skeleton, and my skeleton, at the moment, has +8. So that was 10 damage incoming, and we blocked 8 of it. So we only took 2 damage. Yeah, the zombie has a massive cannon. Is very resilient, little slow, very low initiative. But yeah, we can do... Should we do bombardment or more powder? Plus 100% damage for its next attack. How much? Okay. And we could do one of these, more powder, and then do a bombardment. Although, is it really worth it? I doubt it is. Let's see. This would be worth it in a situation, I feel, where the enemies have lots of armor. but these guys have 0 armor. So that doesn't help. It can stack, but yeah, it doesn't help. So let's set up for bombardment. That's a stance. There we go. And now the Dark Knight. Can we... He's already insane. 75% chance to attack an ally. If he Sinister strikes one of those guys, that would be fun. Okay, let's deal some more damage. Or damage, no. Yeah, Hollow Stare. That would be good. He's already insane. I'm quite satisfied with his insanity. Now let's take out someone else. 12 dread damage. Ow! No! No! Ow, ow! Ow, 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 ow. Stop it. Stop it, guys. Okay, at least he hit the skeleton. That's got a bit of absorption there. Do we want to do anything like this? No. Let's go into the stance again. And now make someone else insane? Or do we want to deal damage? Let's do another stress attack on this guy. We're focusing him down. Alright. What is he doing? Ow! No, don't hit my zombie! There we go. Yeah. Yes, okay, a bit of damage dealt. Not much. Ooh, now we have enough wrath to do a massive cannonball attack. And that is quite a bit of damage. 200% base damage. And recoil heavy for yourself. I think what I'm going to do... Ooh. I do want to use the wrath elsewhere. So let's just go into bombardment mode and slowly whittle them down. And here... that's very little attack. Let's try to continue to focus him down and get him insane. Ow, no, don't hit my zombie! You bastard! Oh yes! Shield bang. Oh, but that takes... Yeah, shield bang is super powerful. So all of these guys would get a stress damage of 20 to 22. That would be nice. But that takes 40 away of my wrath, and this gal here has a very powerful critical strike attack that we would like to use with that needs wrath to be applied. So I'm continuing to use yeah, okay, one more Astounding Fortitude. Save it up. This one is it. Rose 4 Lady. So, inflicts 50% damage, but inflicts a critical strike. Bam! There we go. So that was... Oh! Yes, and he got insane too. That's awesome. Sinister strike upcoming. Can we try to avoid that? I don't think there's a good way of avoiding this, and this such a weak attack. Really need to level him up and give him some stuff before he can smack people down, or combine him nicely with some other skills so that he combos. I think we're going for the Hollow Stare, and he's already insane. What insanity does he have? Alright, he's hopeless, and damage dealt decreased by 50%. So less of a threat, removes all block blah and blah blah blah, which he never had in the first place, so it's basically just damage dealt reduced by 50%, but that's nice. So we are less vulnerable there. So let's focus him down as well. Okay, that didn't do all that much. And he's attacking my skeleton, perfect. That would have been 10 damage otherwise, and he missed. Even better. Oh, wow, okay, that was aggro. And now we could cannonball this dude here. Let's try. And bam! Holy shit! Ow! No! Ow! Ow! Oh yes! Betrayal. Kill them all. So do we want to get rid of this guy? I think this guy has a lot of damage output if he wants to. So let's get rid of him. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And my recent flu made my voice go darker if I want to. Yes. Otherwise, it's more like yeah, you know all about that. So now we have the bride. Yeah. We can't, of course, use this one because we don't have enough wrath, and it's only 2 enemies remaining. This is a pretty powerful attack, and I want to show you something else though. I want to show you this one. Ignition. You can set fire to enemies, and they will burn for 2 turns. So let's set him on fire, and he will just burn down if he survives for that long. So bombardment from back there. Perfect. Yep. Every time. No, you the fucking bastard! And this means the great outstay. You fuck me. He will die next turn. You know, so he has 3 health left, and he has fire damage on him, which is 7 to 8 true damage that applies before his turn starts, but right before his turn starts. So yeah, let's just nuke them down. They have done enough damage already, those bastards. All right, one is gone, and
from this world.
There's the Dark Knight. Okay, smack him in the face. Yes, a little bit left. Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, that wasn't all that great. Lots of damage gotten here. But what we see here is that we got Architect Souls, Rags, Weapon, Skull, Armor, and Bones. All these are crafting components to make new minions. And now we probably need to craft a few minions. And we got another Bones from the excavation. So now we have a bit of an issue here. Let's go back to the graveyard. We're back to the base. And I think what I'm going to do is set up my team like this now. And put the Dark Knight in there. And use the Banshee, and we could craft another minion, maybe another Bride of Iratus, to switch her out so that she can heal up. And let's have a look. Yeah, we can definitely do that. We don't have any fancy components yet. Let's just craft that. You have plenty of space. I like that. You have plenty of space. You can just craft whatever minions you like. Of course, that uses resources, but... Mummy, yeah. Do we want another skeleton so that this skeleton can rest a bit? I think so. Let's craft another one. Yeah, they are very, very practical. They have many uses, many sacrificial uses as well. Oh, we could sacrifice our Dark Knight as well to gain wrath at the start of battle already. To start the battle with 12 wrath per minion that is operating in there. There are always a maximum of 4 slots. This is mana restored after battle, and this is... we probably should be doing this one. Can I make another skeleton? Can I make another... Can I make another skeleton? No, I can't. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Skeletons are so useful. The arena. You gain basically free experience in there when you pop in your minions. Very handy. The first level up just requires 2 experience. So that kind of shows you the effect strength of this. And having 1 level up is already quite nice. You can, if you're specializing in something, you have something in mind, then usually 2 or 3 level ups is what you need in order to get a minion up to speed, and later on you will have enough brains as well, found brains from slain enemies, to just get them there instantly when you craft them, the minions. So yeah, we'll do that later. We could upgrade it right now, but Dark Knight, we don't want to sacrifice you just yet. Oh, we can sacrifice you here. That is probably a better choice. Because that effect really gets to stack up over time and makes Iratus a lot more powerful. So, sorry there, mate. You are going to go in there and do shit for us. Yes. Oh, sorry, you died in the process. Oh, that was such a shame.
It's akin to trying to quell hunger.
No more Darkline. He had a bit of experience, 1 point. But yeah, that's not that massive. I do want to craft another minion, because these two I would like to, or one of them should stay outside, so that the other can heal up. Or do we send her in there? Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, one more minion. I need just one more. Give me one more. I quite like the Banshee here. She has some great dread skills. So let's craft another one of these. And she can, well, because she's not hurt, she can do the excavation. That doesn't potentially kill them or anything, so that's great. Yeah. Okay. I think we are set up for the next one, apart from... oh yeah, right, I need to do the excavation. Can I craft another one? We can craft a mummy. Yeah, let's do that. Craft you. You can go to the library. That seems like a good place for you. There we go. And now, before we end this first little episode, we do have one skill point to spend. And we already had that before, I believe. And I think what I'm going to do is first create some good usefulness for our magic or mana points. And this is pretty useful. Deals damage 10 to 14 physical damage to both position 1 and 2 of the enemy. And that is a decent amount of damage for a reasonably low amount of mana. And does have some interesting follow-up skills here. These level 1 skills require 1 talent point, level 2, 2, level 3, 3, and level 4. You guessed it, yes. And, maybe I want to go into alchemy first, though, because that is something very important to gain more parts and so on. These are more passives. The round skills, here, the round ones, are passives. And the rectangular ones are active skills that you are using in battle. So, yeah. I think we are going for the Bone Spear first, and then next up, the next level up, we are going to do some alchemy stuff so that we get going with collecting parts, because they are quite important. That's basically your currency. Anyway, I think this should conclude the first episode after we go to the chest and get some artifacts. Let's go over there. What do we want to have? War drums. All minions receive +3 initiative for the first 2 turns of combat. That is pretty powerful. All enemies lose 1 ward at the beginning of each battle. Okay. Destructions. Okay. If we want to go into destruction, and that is really powerful. But moving all your minions first could also be pretty powerful. Oh, that's a difficult choice, and very Slay the Spire-esque, as you can see, where you have to select one of 3 or even more. Do we want to go the destruction route? Yeah. But we are very minion focused at the start. Maybe we can grab this later. Yeah. Okay. Let's grab the drums. And this doesn't count as a successful combat. Only actual combat does. So now, before we end here, where do we have Iratus himself? Is here, artifacts. And we have, okay. When did we get these? Each time Iratus uses a spell, a random enemy is dealt 15 stress damage. Oh, that's nice. And we use our drums. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, now we are prepared for battle. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.